So, I was really planning on finally rewatching The Predator, the 2018 fourth movie from the Predator franchise once again, but I really can't put myself to do this shit. I only watched this movie once at the theater when it came out, and it was probably the worst theater experience that I had on my whole life. Maybe I got PTSD from that shit, but damn, I just can't rewatch this movie. Seriously, I cannot just put it on my TV and just sit quiet watching it. I just don't have the patience anymore. It was such a bad experience as a Predator fan. I ended up like walking out of the theater embarrassed and said, "Oh, my franchise is dead. Everybody's gonna laugh at me for being a Predator fan because of this shit." And I was like, "Damn, it's over." I mean, this movie almost killed the franchise. By the way, I mean, if we're not for, I mean, I think that after this, it was when they decided that, oh, let's make a Predator sequel only on streaming. We cannot put this in a theater again because of the failure that it was, both in critics, with the fan reception, and also with the box office, because this movie was more expensive and they didn't make that much more money back, you know. So, but I still needed to take a look at what the movie was like. I remember a lot of it, mostly the bad stuff. So I ended up like getting the movie file and decided to just quickly go over like the entire movie, just some scenes, some moments here and there, like over the course of a few minutes. Just a look over the movie as a whole, so I can just complain more about it and just tell everything that I don't like about it. Usually, when I watch a movie, the more I rewatch it, the more I see the negative. So, considering that the first time that I watched it, I already saw so many negatives. Imagine now that I can reevaluate. Shane Black, The Predator, is not merely a disappointing entry in a beloved franchise. It is a textbook example of how misunderstanding a property core identity can unravel every creative decision that follows. Market has a return to form by one of the original film actors. The movie instead becomes a incoherent, tonally confused mess that actively undermines what made Predator and Predator 2 endure. Rather than involving the franchise with intelligence or restraint, the Predator mistakes noise for intensity, humor for personality, and lore expansion for depth, resulting in a film that feels embarrassed by its own premise. One of the original Predator's greatest strength was its total discipline. It was a slow burn survival thriller that trusted atmosphere, tension, and visual storytelling. Shane Black's 2018 movie abandons all of this in favor of relentless skips, chaotic pacing, and Marvel-style banter that drains every scene of suspense. Characters crack jokes during autopsies, firefights, and supposed moments of horror. The Predator, once a near mythic presence, is reduced to a background nuisance, constantly interrupted by punchlines. The result is a film that never allows dangers to breathe. Fear requires silence, anticipation, and restraint, quality this movie seems actively hostile towards. Instead of feeling hunted, the audience feels overstimulated and detached. The ensemble cast, composed mostly of former soldiers with exaggerated quirks, feels less like a team and more like a collection of rejected sitcom characters. Their personalities are defined almost exclusively by one-liners, and the film mistakes this verbal noise for character development. Worse still, the film shows open contempt for emotional sincerity. Any attempt at seriousness, trauma, loss, sacrifice is immediately undercut by humor, making it impossible to care about the characters or their survivor. In the original film, characters like Dylan, Mac, and Dutch were archetypal but grounded. Their fear felt earned. In The Predator, death carries no weight because the film never treats its characters as real people. Perhaps the most damaging scene of the Predator is its obsession with unnecessary lore expansion. The idea that predators hunt humans to harvest DNA, particularly autism-coded evolutionary advantage, is not just misguided but definitely tone deaf. The Predator was compelling precisely because its motives were simple and alien: honor, challenge, and ritual. By reframing the species as a gene-collecting super scientists obsessed with upgrading themselves, the film strips them of their mystique and reduces them to generic sci-fi villains. The introduction of the Predator only worsens this issue. Bigger does not mean scarier, and louder does not mean more threatening. The film replaces intelligence and stealth with brute strength, missing the point that the Predator terror lies in its patience, not its size. Despite its large budget, the Predator is visually uninspired. Action scenes are cluttered, poorly edited, and spatially incoherent. There is no sense of geography, no escalation, and no rhythm. Explosions happen because the script demands excitement, not because the story has earned it. Compare this to the original jungle sequences where the environment itself was a character, or Predator 2 where urban density created new tactical dynamics. In the Predator, settings are interchangeable and forgettable, serving only as backdrops for CGI mayhem. Ultimately, the Predator feels like a film embarrassed by its own legacy. Instead of embracing the franchise strengths, simplicity, tension, and primal storytelling, it tries to modernize the brand through irony and excess. This is not evolution, it is delusion. The film wants to be funny, shocking, emotional, and epic all at once, but lacks the discipline to commit to any of these modes. What remains is a hollow spectacle that misunderstands its monster, disrespects its audience, and mistakes constant movement for meaning. The Predator is not offensive because it changes the franchise, but because it changes without understanding it. By trading suspense for sarcasm and mythology for bombast, the film abandons what made the Predator unique in the first place. In trying to be everything at once, it becomes nothing at all. The Predator film without tension, a blockbuster without identity, and a sequel that proves not every franchise needs to be louder to survive. Sometimes, the most powerful thing a Predator can do is wait in silence.